Oh.
Just told the coach she's done.
She just said she's done.
You see everything she's done. You see it all. You see everything.
I know it hurts. I know it hurts. Let's power through this. Change your mindset. Change your mindset. Let's just throw everything we got. Okay?
Something that people are going to be talking about next week, one way or the other. Perhaps Raquel Pennington's nose is broken. She told her she was done.
Yeah, I want to be done. Those were her exact words. I'm done.
Perhaps trying to live to fight another day, so to speak, or prevent further damage, but her corner evidently wanted her to continue.
Towards the end of the fourth round, Raquel Pennington was fighting back. You know, she was trying to engage in the clinch. She was trying to strike back, but maybe in the last 30 seconds, she took a lot of damage, a lot of punches, knees, and her nose was pretty busted. You know, after the fourth round, she told her corner that she was done, that she didn't want to fight anymore. And that's not something that we see often, right? Usually it's the corner that's like, hey, I'm going to stop the fight, not the fighter itself. That's nothing, you know, negatively on Raquel Pennington. It's just that, you know, if a fighter says, I'm done, I think it'd be a good time to throw in the towel at that point, simply because this is a championship fight against a very dangerous opponent, against the champion. And if you're mentally gone, if you're mentally defeated, even though physically you may go another few minutes, I think it's probably you should stop the fight. Sometimes the coach may know you, right, better than you know yourself, but most of the time you know yourself better than anyone else. And it's your job as a coach to train you during training camp or just everyday training. You know, one more round, one more rep, one more lap, whatever the case might be, right, to kind of build you from the ground up. That's what you do in training. So during fight time, you should be ready to go. But you know, if you say I'm done, then I don't know if that's the time to say, you know, give it everything you got. She has given it everything she's got at that point. So I think the coach is going to be criticized, especially after the way she lost. I mean, her nose is pretty busted up. Again, it's hard to say what's right, what's wrong. In this case, because of the results, we can say that it was wrong. But, you know, a lot of fighters, a lot of times people when they're training, they're like, hey, I'm done. And it's the coach's job to say, hey, listen, I know you can do one more. You know, one more round. Let's do one more lap. We got another set. You know, we got another session. But that sort of thing should be done in training camp, right? Against your sparring partner, you know, in the gym, your conditioning, things like that. When you're in a fight like this, I think as a coach, you should listen to the fighter, especially seeing how the first, you know, 4 rounds went. I mean, Raquel Pennington definitely had her moments, but, you know, you saw Nunes landing heavy leg kicks, strong combinations. Raquel Pennington was able to, like, you know, get one takedown. But overall, I mean, it was pretty one-sided by Nunes. And towards the end of that 4th round, especially in that last few seconds, she took some big knees. She was sitting on that stool, and she stood up, and she looked at the coach and says, I'm done. So she thought about it. You know, she thought about it. So that doesn't tell me that she wanted to quit during the break, but, like, literally towards the end of that round, she's probably like, I'm done. Right? As she's walking back to her corner for break, she's like, I'm done. She was sitting down, and she's not really thinking about the fight. She's thinking about, how do I tell my coach I'm done, right? Because there's a lot of pride. And remember, you're not only fighting for yourself, but you're fighting for your team, you're fighting for your coach, you're fighting for a whole lot of other shit. But at the end of the day, it's your ass that's on the line. So she's probably thinking about, like, well, how do I tell this guy, you know, how do I tell my coach that I'm done? And she sat there for a while. She stood up, she looked at him, she said, I was done. But the coach was like, no, you got to do one more. Let's give everything we got, this and that. But at that point, in that moment, you have to listen to your fighter. And if he or she says she's done, then the fight's over. You got to throw in the towel. That was definitely something we don't see a whole lot. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. You know, if you were the coach, are you going to stop the fight? Are you going to throw in the towel? Or are you going to almost force your fighter to go out there and finish the fight? And, you know, they may end up winning. Most likely not. Most likely, you know, 99% of the time, I think you'll go out there and lose and take an unnecessary shot, which is what happened.
Yeah, man.